Oh, very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome back to English class. And today we'll be continuing with preposition. Okay, so we'll have a recap about what preposition is. What do you understand by preposition, children? So it is a word which is used before a noun or pronoun to tell us a relationship, okay, between other words. It tells us a relationship between the noun and other words. What are the other words? Other words can be noun or a verb or adjective or so. Okay, for example, when we see, you can see a cat there and there's a chair. Now this cat is sitting under the chair, right? Now cat is sitting under the chair. So it tells us a relationship between the cat and the chair. Here chair is also noun. So it tells us a relationship, even cat is a noun. So it tells us a relationship between the two nouns. Okay. So what is a preposition? It is a word which is used before a noun or a pronoun to tell us a relationship with some other word in a sentence. Okay. Now imagine this word under was not there. What will happen? Cat is sitting the chair. Will we understand where is the cat sitting? No. It is telling us a relationship. So under is a preposition. Clear? We understood that. Then there is a few more hints. Okay. So now there is preposition of time, preposition of place, preposition of direction. So we told us it tells us a relationship, right? So it tells us a relationship related to time, like the prepositions like in, on, at, before, after. All these gives us a preposition of time. Tells us a connection related to time. Next one, in, on, even here it is repeated. Based on the sentence, it will keep changing. Okay. In, on, at, under, about tells us the place. We told, right? Cat is sitting under the chair. So it tells us the place where it is. So all these in, on, at, I'll tell you a few more example sentences so you understand better. Next, related to direction, even I'm going towards, I'm going to school. All these is telling us a relationship. So even the relationship of direction, how it is related to direction. Clear? So even like this, you can get some idea about prepositions. Let's see a few examples related to this. For example, my birthday falls in April. Okay, so it's telling about the time in April. In. Okay. Next, my vacation end on Monday. Okay, so you should know. See, this one we cannot by heart anything. Okay, preposition, it's only through a lot and lot of examples you'll be able to understand better and when to use which preposition. It gets cold at night. At what time? Again, you're telling the time, around night. Okay, so at night. Okay, next, we should complete our homework before 9 a.m. So again, telling the relationship of preposition of time it is. Next one, related to place. I stay in Bangalore. One more thing, children. When to use, you get confused when to use in and at, all those, right? So, normally when it is related to cities, states, and countries, we use in. So, in is Bangalore is a city. So, I stay in Bangalore. I stay in Delhi. Okay. The match is held in Asia, like countries, states, all that we use in. And for small places like home, town, village, all these we use the word at. Okay, so you understood in and at. See, you can see one more example. He is at the door. It's a small place. Okay, so the dog is at the door, or he is at the door, or the guests are at the door. Okay, we won't say in the door, on the door, nothing. Okay, it's wrong. Next one, the book is on the table. Again, telling the place where it is. So all these next three set is related to the place. Next, preposition of direction. So now this tells us the direction. I am going to the park. You're telling the position, I mean the direction. Okay, where are you going? To park. I'm going to school. Okay, now he jumped into the pool. Again, direction. How did he jump? Telling us the direction, into the pool. He went up the hill. He went up the hill. Hill is up. So you're telling the direction. So this is how also you can categorize the preposition of time, preposition of place, and direction. It is just an added information for you all. Next, the most important thing which is there in your textbook, it's kinds of preposition. Okay, we'll come across simple preposition like simple words like of, in, at, on, under, which we saw. Okay, so these are called simple preposition. I'll tell you a few examples like The chair is made of wood. Cow is in the field. Then he is walking on the road. All these are simple prepositions. Okay, there is no complication. Such words are called as simple preposition. Next, compound preposition like behind, inside, without, across, before. All these are compound. Where compound means what? When two words are related. Okay. Normally be can be by behind. Okay. So standing behind. It's like connecting combination of two words. Compound. Inside. Where is it? In and side. In is one word, side is another word. Without. With is one word, out. So that is compound preposition. Okay, so I cannot drink milk without Horlicks. I cannot drink milk without Horlicks. Next, he came across the river. The voice came, the noise came across the river. It's like a cross. Two different words. Okay, so that is called as compound. Like along, beside, behind, beyond. All these will come as compound preposition. Okay, so basically it is like prefixing a preposition. Prefixing means before a preposition something is added. Okay, so compound preposition, once again, when two words are combined together, it's called as a compound preposition. Not to worry, it is just very simple. You're just connecting two simple prepositions to form a compound. Once again, simple preposition is just one word. Compound is two words together, combined together, form a compound preposition. Next one is phrase preposition. So a little more bigger. You all would have learned about phrase, right? What do you mean by phrase? It doesn't give us a meaning. It's incomplete, right? So here you see according to, in front of, on behalf of. See, I thank my parents on behalf of. The whole thing, on behalf of. That is also a phrase preposition. Along with, she came to the party along with her mother. Next, instead of. Okay, instead of going to school, she went to the party. Instead of going to the school, she went to a party. Instead of. All these are called phrase preposition. So what is a phrase preposition? A preposition which consists of simple preposition at the end and is used like a preposition. See, you can see to is a preposition, of, with, of. See, in the end the simple preposition will come, and see, according to is a simple preposition, according to will become a phrase preposition. Okay, students, so not to worry about the kinds, it's for your understanding. When you have to know which word to use under each sentences. Clear? So simple preposition, compound preposition, and phrase preposition. Next, you have activity in page number 85. I want your students to take out your grammar textbook, page number 85. Okay, so activity A, there are four. The best thing in this grammar textbook is that you have a lot of examples, and you can learn grammar, become an expert in grammar only and only through examples. You need to see a lot of examples. There's no rule like mathematics that this is used for this. Okay, because so many sentences, you need to know different examples. Now, identify the preposition in this sentence. Which is a preposition in the first sentence? Identify the preposition in this sentence. So in is the preposition. Okay, now I want you all to do the next one. Before I tell the answer, make sure you tell the answer in your mind. Okay, I will take just a minute of your time. I will just take a minute of your time. Which is a preposition? 1, 2, 3. Which one? Off. Okay, of your time. Off is a preposition. Your teacher will discuss the answer after you finish your work. Your teacher will discuss the answers after you finish your work. Which is a preposition in this? 1, 2, 3. Tell me. Good. It's after. Okay, hope you students have got it right. Now, the other things, okay, I've just discussed 3 answers with you. There are a few more you need to write it by yourself. Very simple ones. Next, activity B. I've discussed all the activities, few question answers. Later, the correct answers will be sent to you, but I want you all to try it. I cannot think dash teasing an animal. Which preposition is appropriate here? This activity B, please write it down once you see the answer. I cannot think of teasing an animal. Of. Of is the correct answer. Next, what are you looking? See, whenever there is this interrogative question here, what are you looking? Which preposition will come? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Next, I told you dash a boy yesterday. I told you about a boy yesterday. I told you about. Please write down about a boy yesterday. See, it's all jumbled in your textbook, so you need to find out where the question is and write it down. Okay, not in the same order what I'm teaching you. See the sentence, read it and understand and complete it. I thank all of you dash my parents on behalf of. This is a phrase preposition. Remember, it's like an incomplete word, but it makes sense. And of is a preposition which is coming towards the end, simple preposition, and the full on behalf of will be a phrase preposition. Hope you understood. I thank all of you on behalf of my parents. The rest, there are 15 questions. Okay, I've completed 4 for you all. The rest I want you all to think and write it carefully in pencil in your textbook itself. Next is activity C. Activity C is you just have to, they've given you options. You have to just select the correct one. So in this, when you read these sentences, you will know how many mistakes you all make while speaking English. Okay. So I invite you dash lunch. Is it in lunch or to lunch? I invite you to lunch. I invite you to lunch. Next, this book belongs for me. Normally, you students say, ma'am, this book belongs for me. That is wrong. This book belongs to me. Okay. Next, I go to school dash bus. Is it with bus? I go with bus. With means along with that you hold the bus and go. I go to school by bus because bus takes you to school. So I go to school by bus, or I go to school by auto or by bike or by cycle. Understood? Next, we must not play loud music. We must not play loud music at home. We must not play loud music at home. Next, we must pick dash litter. If we find it lying, we must pick up litter. Okay, we must pick up litter if we find it lying where? On the ground or in the ground? Normally you make mistake, right? Is it in or on the ground? It is on the ground because ground is the top surface, right? So we must pick up the litter if we find it lying on the ground. It is not in the ground, it is on the ground, and throw it dash the bin. So you have used all different type of preposition in the sentence. Throw it in the bin. Okay, it is in the bin. Okay, because it is a closed surface, you're putting it inside it. Okay, throw it in the bin. So understood, children? I've just solved 5 questions for you. Please ensure to complete the rest. Next, activity D, there are few wrong sentences. Let's see if we can correct it or not. Now, do not be so sure for your success. Let's hope of the best. She is gifted of melodious voice. Is it correct according to you? So you put in red to indicate that it is wrong. Okay, these are the wrong sentences. What is a mistake? Can you all find out? Don't be so sure for your success or of your success. It is of. Don't be sure of your success. Don't be sure of your success. Next, let's hope of the best. This I think you must be knowing. When you say, you are going for a competition, what do we say? Let's hope for the best. For the best. Let's hope for the best. Next, she is gifted of melodious voice. Is that correct? Wrong. She is gifted with melodious voice. It's an extra thing, right? So she is gifted with melodious voice. So there are few more questions in your textbook. You're supposed to complete the rest. Okay, I've just given 3 examples. Similarly, you have to change a few and write the correct answer. Now it's assignment time. You have to open page number 85 from your grammar textbook. In that, I've solved activity A, B, C, and D. A few examples I've given you. See, the thing is, if I just keep explaining, you will not use your brain and think. Okay, that's why I've just given a few examples. You are supposed to think. It will take time, but sit carefully, understand, read through it, the chapter once again, watch the video if you haven't understood, and complete activity A, B, C, and D. And later we'll be discussing the answers once again. Okay, children, hope you all understood. You all got a brief summary. We learned about preposition and mainly about the three kinds, which is it? Simple preposition, compound preposition, and phrase prepositions. Clear? Hope it is all clear to you all. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.